Hey guys, this is a special extra episode of Shadow Era Meltdown Miller. This is a replay of a game that I played like a day and a half ago, and it's just such a ridiculous game. It's this game with Way71. They were a Zhanna Mist, I was a Victor Heartstriker, and it's just crazy because, well, we'll see. I wish I could remember what my deck was. But there's definitely some dark prophecies in there. I was doing a Infinity Core. I can't remember if I was doing an anti-meta Infinity Core combo or not. Definitely some Call of the Crystals in there because I'm using Flaming Arrow, I believe, at the very least. So Evil Ascendant. So I should be able to take care of allies, enemy allies, pretty good. So it starts off a little bit slowly here. I don't have much of an offense, which is okay. So we got Perfect Shot, so that's one of our first Hunter cards. Zhanna will heal Medusal, so Medusal survives just a little bit, and now Medusal is quite powerful, so we're losing a bunch of health from the start here. We don't have a lot in the way of defense or offense, really. This is a game I played later in the evening, around like 10 or 11 at night. Okay, so there's my Infinity Core, but I don't even remember if I had... yeah, I had no. And then he has Poison Arrow, so he had all the cards that I actually want. He has a full deck, which, you know, would make it seem like he's not particularly good, but he is winning quite well right now. There was no reason for him to attack my Gadari Barbarian, although I guess he wanted to just ensure that Gadari Barbarian dies. But now his Medusal is dead. I get Gadari Barbarian back. So we have slight board control at this point, board control advantage. Freezing Grip. So Jasmine should be dead by the time she gets unfrozen. Tiger Wolf, good ally. Again, we have more cards in hand, more cards in play. Armor of the Ages. I cannot remember whether or not I wanted to destroy the Armor of the Ages. I think I'm just gonna... oh, nope, I guess I deleted it immediately. I wanted to be able to get more allies into the graveyard sooner rather than later, I guess. So I'll go get Tiger Wolf back on the next turn. Special Delivery on Jasmine, so now I have 2 allies in the graveyard, which is good. I mean, at least we can heal ourselves. Zhanna will also heal herself. So again, we have all these cards in our hand. They do not have any cards. I wish I could show you what my cards look like, but I can't. So we'll go and start getting these cards back. There wasn't really much of a reason for me to put down Dark Flare, since Dark Flare was going to die before it could do any attacks. I just put it there so that I would have more health to be able to get back. War Banner doesn't really help him. Again, with a full 56 card deck, they don't really have much in the way of good card choices. In the meantime, we have tons of cards in our hand now, so we should have all of the options that we want. There's Kairos. We have 1 ally in the graveyard, so we can go get that back. Marshland Sentinel, I believe I go use one of my abilities here, right? Okay, so we finally got Poison Arrow, which is good. So we're just doing this to kind of start chipping away at Zhanna. Meanwhile, I'll go and get that Dark Player back, so we are tied up as far as health. I should use my... okay, I am going to use my Shadow ability right there. Cool. Again, tons of cards in our hand. We have Poison Arrow, and we have, starting next turn, double the Shadow ability that we need. Won't even be an issue right now. I don't think we have any allies in the graveyard, so we're just going to go and chip away at them right now. There's our antimatter. Couldn't remember whether or not I had one of those. We have plenty of cards in our hand right now, and they have none, so it wasn't even really much of an issue. But now it's easier for me to go and regenerate. So now we got double Evil Ascendants, which means that allies are going to die very, very fast on both ends. I wish I had Rampage, but I don't think I did. In the meantime, I decided to just go and use Antimatter to get more card draw. I clearly did not get any allies on that draw because I went and got that stealth card. When I got rid of that stealth card, now their armor is dead. My allies are dying pretty quickly, but I can go get Puin back. Should happen pretty quickly. Tiger Wolf. I can't remember if I'm going to go use Tiger Wolf to get rid of the Evil Ascendants. The thing with the Evil Ascendant, with him having an Evil Ascendant, is that as soon as I use my Shadow ability on an ally, they will die on the next turn. So I barely even have to use my Hunter cards. So what would have been smart for me to go do is destroy my Evil Ascendant so that they don't die as quickly. So that my allies don't die as quickly, but his allies will die when I need them to. But in the meantime, just go and get cards back. Again, basically have almost a full hand here, and all of the board control. Tiger Wolf is dead, so we are planning on getting him back on the next turn. Healing Touch. So, I mean, we are causing dents in his health, but very slowly. The good thing is he doesn't have anything. So we will go and attack. Oh, no, we'll go and get Tiger Wolf back. And then we will go attack with Puin, who will be dead on the next turn. Boom, there he goes. The funny thing here is now we have too many cards in our graveyard, too many allies in our graveyard. I think they're dying quicker than we can get them out of there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So now we are basically invulnerable, and we're at full health already. Soul Seeker, so that'll cause some damage. Oh, he's not going to attack Gaderi, so he's just trying to destroy our armor. I mean, it makes sense, because Gaderi's dead anyway. So he is focusing his efforts on destroying my armor, which is fine. Get Gaderi back. Again, we are at full health. We are invulnerable to ability damage. We're using antimatter. Hopefully we'll go get... Okay, so there is... Kairos, which is very, very powerful, but we had to go and sacrifice him. So I think we'll go ahead and get him back on the next turn, I believe is what we will do. I can't imagine why I wouldn't have. Again, I played this a day ago. This is a replay. We are not playing this live. As we can see, I don't think there were any... I think we only had... Oop, Focus Prayer. Okay, so here is where it becomes tough. Because we still have allies in the graveyard, and our allies are dying very, very quickly because of the double Evil Ascendants. So I went and got rid of that Evil Ascendant, even though what I really should have done was gotten rid of my own Evil Ascendant. It is better for him to have an Evil Ascendant as far as him getting his allies killed versus my having an Evil Ascendant on my side. Because if I have an Evil Ascendant on my side, that means that the ally damage happens at the beginning of my turn, as opposed to the beginning of their turn. All right, so we're gonna go. No, yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't. I chose not to throw it down. Neither of those items in his on his board are an issue. Sandworm is tough because okay, so there's what we're gonna do for that, and then we go use this, which should get rid of Sandworm. I don't recall if we had, I mean, I'm pretty sure we had Flaming Arrow. Cool, that's good. Again, we don't really have cards to cause damage here. Neither does he so far, but we are starting to run out of cards. So I'm starting to get worried here that this is going to be a tie situation. Because honestly, all they need to do is realize that they don't need to attack, because I don't have any attack right now. Mind Control. No, Smite. Which makes sense, because he will be dead on the next turn. Zhanna will continue to use her power. So now she is regenerating, and I am not, but I have full health and I can't take ability damage. Even more so, cannot take, I'm pretty impervious to ability damage. Again, they're not really attacking, and they have way more cards in their deck. So I am in a tough spot here as far as what I want to do. They still have Mind Control, which means that any ally I put down, they'll be able to take out before I can even cause any damage. So there's Flare. Are they going to do anything about it? They're going to put down a weapon, and they're going to use Mugged. Not a big deal either way. And then he goes and put the Lone Wolf down. So this is the problem, because I was hoping at the very least that I can mill him into a draw, but now he will be, he has his Shadow ability to heal, and he has Lone Wolf. So honestly, he doesn't even have to use his Shadow ability to heal. Flare is dead on the next turn, so once again, I have no offense, and I only have 4 cards left in my deck on top of the full hand that I've got. So I do nothing. He's at full health. He does nothing. And unfortunately, this is just what's going to happen for a while here. I promise it gets better, but for now, this is going to be rough. I'm not going to do anything again, and my hope is that I can just get him to nope, there it was. So that's what I was hoping, that he would at least mill himself so that he would have no options left. Well, that didn't happen because he went and got Eternal Renewal. And he has some really good, powerful cards in there, including the Sandworm. So now I finally put down Kairos. I was smart enough to finally get him at least. He still has Mind Control, and there he goes. If I was smart, I should have gone and used my Armor's ability to give Kairos haste, but I forgot about that. I don't use this armor very often, Rotham's Visage, but it really would have helped because I have all the shadow energy that I want and nobody to use it on. So now I've got 2 cards left in my deck, which is ridiculous. I am just waiting it out. They've got Jasmine, Life Infusion, which he really should know by now is silly. Yep, so he's not going to go do it. Go use the Poison Arrow. I can't remember if, yeah, so I did use it. Okay, so I had to keep using my Shadow ability on allies because I needed to get the card back so that I don't lose more cards in my deck. So I have to go do it again. Because the problem is, if I use my Hunter card and leave it there and not get it back before my next turn starts, then I'll draw a card and then I'll have a full hand and I won't be able to get my Hunter card back. Unless I use up another card, at which point I would just be like losing so many cards. and I would just have no room to move. So again, I'm just sitting here. I can't remember if I did anything. Nope, I did not. And they have a ton of cards. So I will go ahead and use my my Hunter card again. And then use my Shadow ability again. Oh, no, I didn't. So I took a risk. Life Infusion, which is silly. Nope, they're not going to use it. Will they use their... Yep. So we can always just use our Shadow ability whenever we want to. Yep, so we will go do that. Now there is only one card left in our deck. So we have 8 cards left. And Evil Ascendant will slowly chip away at any allies we put down. Meanwhile, they have Lone Wolf, and they have their Shadow ability. There wasn't really a reason for them to use the, what is it, the Mugged or whatever, to disable that card. Again, they are slowly losing cards, but they have 28 cards. That's basically an entire full deck. And we've got 8 cards left. So we've got nothing. They still don't have any... Yeah. We have no... we have no way of healing currently. So at this point, I just was refusing to believe that that it was over. At some point, I know. Okay, I couldn't remember whether or not I still had Poison Arrow. So I'm going to go and use that. So they're still blowing through cards really liberally. Again, there's no reason for them not to. They've got plenty of cards. And I've got nothing. I've got no cover here. So I think I'm just going to let it go again. Yep. I wish you could see what cards were in my hand right now. Again, I do nothing. But Puin down, we have our Shadow ability, so we will go ahead and use that. Use the Poison Arrow first, of course. Okay, then use our Shadow ability. So now we don't have our Shadow ability on the next turn anymore. We have the Poison Arrow, so we can disable an ally on the next turn, but we can't kill them. And now with, what's her name? Zoe Silversmith, if I don't kill Zoe before she becomes active again, he can... Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Finally used up another card. So now we'll be down to 6. 6 cards in our hand. We're going to start getting milled. We have no Lone Wolf. We didn't get one of those this time. There's the Armored Sandworm. What do we have that can take that down? Well, the Life Infusion is useless for it because our Shadow ability will just take down. We'll make it so that that didn't even matter. What we need is something that'll cause 3 damage, but only after I go and use my Shadow ability, which I don't have access to right now because I don't have enough Shadow energy. So we wait one more. Here it comes on the next turn. So we've got Rotham's Visage, which means that as long as I have, all I need, meanwhile I'm still losing health, all I need is an ally that has 3 damage. So what did we turn on Focus Prayer? Okay, there we go. That was silly, but you'll see what happens at this point. Nope, he's got another one, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now I no longer have a weapon because he went and used Sandworm, which is impervious to my puny woven weapon. So now I'm going to use my Shadow ability here. Not nearly enough. And finally, there we go. So, we had an Eternal Renewal. It came in at the very, very end, and I just decided that I'm just going to take some damage before I need to go use it. So what this means... So Rotham's Visage gains durability each turn, which is good. It makes us impervious to the Sandworm up until that point. So now the Sandworm is going to cause 2 damage. The good thing is, Rotham's Visage can offer haste. That's not the haste we're talking, or that's not worth using with haste, but I go and put that down. So we have an Infinity Core in there. The problem is, he's got that stupid Focused Prayer, which means that if he has a Focused Prayer in here right now, as soon as I put down a stupid Infinity Core, I would have just enough to go and bring 1 ally back and get... And then he goes and puts that down. The good thing with that, and he forgot to attack, which is great. The good thing with that is that... Alright, so then we're going to use Rotham's Visage. So now we can go and kill this asshole Armored Sandworm, which is good. If I wanted to, I should probably go and get rid of the Evil Ascendant, right? But that would require me sacrificing Tiger Wolf, and then it doesn't even matter because now he's frozen. So yeah, the problem here is if he has Focused Prayer right now, we would be able to get 1 turn on the Infinity Core. And that's it. That would be all we would be able to do. Get 1 ally back, get 2 energy, and then he would destroy it again. And then we'd have nothing, because I assure you there is no other Fountain of Renewal, or Eternal Renewal. So we go and use Campfire Stories, so at least that goes and gets Tiger Wolf to survive. I think at this point he will be able to survive just barely long enough. Okay, to get on. I was going to say to get unfrozen, but he got unfrozen immediately. Okay, so I feel like if I was freeze, I don't think Tiger Wolf can survive now. Before Evil Ascendant takes him. Holy Shield, no point in using that, and he realized it just at the very end. Rotham's Visage is good, so at least that protects us from allies of his. Now, he has only a handful of cards. I think we actually have the same number of cards now. Healing Touch. I'm pretty sure I knew that I had that. I was holding on to it. So, I don't know why I didn't attack. There wasn't a point. And then there's Clinging Webs, which is ridiculous. He just has all of these. But he didn't use it. Okay, so did I go and destroy the Evil Ascendant at this point? Yeah. So that at least was going to give my allies a fighting chance of being able to do some damage. Yeah, so that's just what we're going to, do as quickly as possible. Is cause damage, get rid of his armor, make him use up more and more cards. So there's Clinging Webs. We have another ally in here that we're going to put down. And I think if I did that, I would go and use Rotham's Visage. So there it goes again. I have not used... there is an Infinity Core in there somewhere. I can't remember if it was in my hand at the point. Alright, so bring him back. And now we have haste, so we can attack again. Doesn't matter because they're gaining a ton of health. Rain delay would have been a problem if we had the Evil Ascendant or Descendant. I can't even remember anymore. So we go and kill Fire Snake. When we attack with Darkwood Wraith, it'll destroy the armor, and then we will go and get hit back using his weapon. So here, that was his big Achilles heel, right? He went and used the Focused Prayer, and I was pretty sure he only had one. he went and used it on Rotham's Visage. And that was just a major, major blow. Because now, when we want to, we have Infinity Core, and he doesn't have a way of destroying it. I think when he used Eternal Renewal, he had no cards left in his hand, which meant that we saw all of his cards, and there were no other cards that had item destruction. And this game, at this point, had been going on for like 40 minutes. Just back and forth, me not doing anything. Just sitting on it, and every now and then taking damage, while Zhanna was impossible to beat. Because she kept regenerating. There's another one that wasn't even... There was no point in her doing that. So now we have a bunch of cards in the graveyard. But we are not using Infinity Core until later. Meanwhile, they are about to get milled. So my biggest fear at this point was that, man, what if they had like 2 Eternal Renewals? Because then he'll have yet another shot at taking down my Infinity Core. So I was just really, really apprehensive about putting that stupid Infinity Core down. I wish I had Rampage. If I had Rampage, then I could kill his allies. So if he was smart, yeah, he would go use it on that. So here is, here's what I ended up doing. Use Poison Arrow on him. Won't kill him, but he will be disabled on the next turn. Perfect. I go use this. Won't kill him. Will be dead the scene after that one. Turn after that one. Alright, so now they're getting milled. So now we want to go and destroy that armor. I'm sorry, not that armor, that weapon. Now they're getting milled, but they have Lone Wolf, and their ability cancels the milling anyway. So they will be still gaining health each turn. And now if I go and put down Gadari Barbarian, or attack with Gadari Barbarian. Actually, I don't think I will, right? Yeah. So I can use my weapon and get rid of that, of his weapon. Perfect. And now we can attack with Gadari Barbarian without Gadari dying. We're just causing a tiny, tiny bit of damage now. I can't even tell or remember if it is, if we're causing it faster than he can regenerate. Well, he only regenerates once. Ooh, sorry. See, it was just such a boring game. I mean, I was pretty sure that I was falling asleep while I was playing it, because it had gone on so long. This is like the hour mark at this point. I think turn 70-ish or something. Yeah, so we go and keep using our shadow energy, shadow ability rather. Yeah, so we're just trying to destroy that armor, which really isn't much of a prerogative. We can kill any ally that they have, even with this armor. So again, just slowly chipping away at them. They have more health than we do. With this armor, they are more impervious to health. To damage, and so they gain one health for every turn because of Lone Wolf, or they get 2 from Lone Wolf, but then they lose 1 to milling, and then every turn, or every 3 turns, they heal 3 damage, so they are effectively gaining 2 damage a turn. So Gadari was just barely good enough to cause enough damage there. And now we have Puin, which is great. They have nothing. So, yeah, I mean, the odds that he had another item destruction up there was really small, because I'm pretty sure I would have had to have seen it already. But he's not using it. But I'm just like so freaking paranoid, then I'm not going to use it just yet. As long as he doesn't have any offensive cards, there isn't that much of a reason to go do it just yet. If I was to do it, what would I put down? The Tiger Wolf or Kairos? I believe I put Kairos. I can't even remember. Okay, so they're pretty close to dead. And then they had that. I was pretty sure already that I was going to go use the Infinity Core at this point. But I didn't need to, so I put down Jasmine. He only has one card left, and he went and sacrificed it. I don't know what that card was, we'll never find out. But that confirms that he had no item destruction, which meant that it was finally good enough to bring out the old Infinity Core. What did I bring back? I can't remember. Probably Tiger Wolf, but I don't know. So the game is pretty much over, somehow. I mean, it's going to take a while because it keeps regenerating. But that was such a crazy game. It's the biggest problem was that he had so many cards, which made him impossible to mill. And I had no offense. Neither did he, but that just took so long. See, it only shows 31, but I'm pretty sure it was like 5 times longer than that. 89 turns. That's such a ridiculous amount. Anyway, I just felt really good after playing that at the end, even though it was so long. I was just so exhausted having played it. I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you back on Monday for a for real live episode of Shadow Era Meltdown Miller. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.